Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today I thought I would have a little bit of a chit chat, obviously based on this prep series, but also about coming up to the holiday and Christmas period. Now, it is about 2 weeks away from Christmas, and as I said in the last video, if you have not watched that, I'm heading off to Japan in a couple of weeks' time, which I'm really excited about. I haven't had an actual holiday in about 5 years, so this is pretty exciting. I've been away a lot, but it's more been work related, so it's going to be really cool. But the big thing is, a lot of people struggle with their nutritional goals, sticking to their body composition, that's their ideal composition, over the holiday period. So that is what we're going to talk about today, some tips and tricks for the holiday season.
About to leave, already packing, come with me, I'm not really asking, we'll get away.
Alright, so tip number one, numero uno, drink lots of this. I know it sounds super simple, I know you hear it all the time, but especially living in Australia, water consumption definitely over the summer months is really important. Not only is it going to keep you hydrated, but you tend to make smarter decisions when you are hydrated, because often when you're dehydrated, it will be masked as fatigue, tiredness, hunger, all of these things, and the actual receptors that trigger dehydration often will send out different signals, and you'll get a little bit confused, and often your body will think maybe you're hungry, maybe you're just tired and you need more food, but often, and more than likely if you've been drinking alcohol as well, you're probably really dehydrated. So the number one tip is try to keep fluid intake up, especially if you're traveling. I know that when I travel it is harder to get water in like I do back home, so that is going to be one of the things when I'm over in Japan that I'm really going to be focusing on. I personally drink a lot of water, probably about 3 to 5 litres a day, so definitely over the holiday period I'm going to be aiming to hit those consistently as well. Okay, number two, booze. Okay, if you're going to drink, which I know a lot of clients ask me about this, I'm not a big drinker myself. I might have a couple of glasses of wine at a special occasion, maybe a vodka and Diet Coke or whatever it is. For me personally, I'm in prep, and pretty much when I prep, I just kind of don't bother with alcohol. It's just one of those things where I'd much rather eat food, number one, for the same amount of calories, and number two, your body is going to prioritize metabolizing that off first within the liver. It doesn't mean that it's going to halt fat loss, so to speak, but it can prioritize that and have a slightly negative response sometimes, especially more higher consumptions. I definitely have had clients that have pretty much had like a glass of wine, you know, every couple of days throughout their whole preps, maybe up until the last couple of weeks, and got great results. But obviously it's hard to tell if they may have got better results without it. But they were someone that really liked the taste of it, they really enjoyed it, and for them they'd rather have that than food. Obviously for me, I'd rather have a couple of squares of chocolate or something else for those calories that satisfies more of my type of cravings than alcohol. So if you're gonna drink, tips, drink water. For every glass of alcohol that you consume, at least drink 1 to 2 glasses of water, number one. It's going to stop you over drinking. It's also going to stop you snacking on foods, because we all know that the big reason why a lot of people gain weight when they are drinking is it's not so much the alcohol, it's the food that comes with alcohol. Because as you get a little bit more drunk, a little bit more tipsy, you basically lose a bit of your inhibition, and you will tend to opt for worse food choices, maybe stuff that you wouldn't eat when you're sober, because you're just kind of like, whatever, like I'm drunk, like I'll sort it out tomorrow. And that can definitely happen. Like, I know me, go back when I was like 18, 19, 20, going out partying, end of the night, every night, you go get a kebab, you go get chips, whatever it was, just stuff that you wouldn't normally have, especially at that time of night where you're about to go to sleep. And yeah, of course your body is going to be more primed to store fat. Now, the big thing with alcohol as well is just making sure that you're staying active. Now, I know when I was younger and I used to go out and party a lot more, definitely I do not really do that anymore. Nothing wrong with that. I'm just a nana these days, I'm almost 30. But basically, you want to keep your body moving. So if you are knowing that you're going to be going out drinking, be sure to aim to train that day, maybe go for a big walk, do something physically active. I know when I was 18, 19, I actually didn't gain a lot of weight drinking alcohol. And I was looking back on it now, and the big reasons as to why I think that happened, or didn't happen, so to speak, was that I was always out dancing, I would always train, go for a run before I went out, and I also wasn't eating a lot probably beforehand during the day, which is not a great thing. But That is a big thing as well. My calories were probably more controlled as well. And it wasn't like I'm going and sitting around a dinner table and drinking a bottle of wine. We were out dancing in clubs, having fun, all that sort of stuff, which is burning off a lot of calories as well. So if you're gonna drink and you wanna obviously maintain a good body composition, I would definitely be sticking to things that are easy to track, things like spirits with low cal mixes, so like Diet Coke, soda water with fresh lime, fresh lemon, all of these type of things. You can get some sugar-free cordials that you can use. I used to drink a lot of those with vodka and that sort of thing as well. You can also drink, obviously champagne is the lowest calorie per glass, and then white wine, red wine, they're going to be a little bit different depending on whether they're like a Shiraz or a Merlot in terms of carb consumption. But they're really not that high. Even a beer, you know, most lower carb beers are, you know, 8 to 10 grams of carbs, which is again not that bad. It's more your cocktails and all of those mixed drinks that are really calorically dense that you want to steer clear of. And like you're looking at a cocktail, something like an espresso martini, or you know, even like a pina colada, and you're looking at anywhere between 300 and 600 calories just in a drink. So I just don't think it's worth it. Whereas a glass of champagne is around 100 calories. It's really easy to track. So if you're like, cool, I'm gonna have 3 glasses of champagne tonight, I'm gonna take off about 300 calories off my caloric intake. So let's say your calorie goal is 2,000, so you're only going to be then having 1,700 from food and leaving that extra couple hundred calories for alcohol. If you want to be that strict, if you want to, I would say that's a good goal for clients who are wanting to maintain body composition or drop fat. If you're going a little bit more relaxed over the holiday period, then I would say it's more just a case of making sure that on the days that you're choosing to drink, that you're making pretty smart food choices before you go out, getting in a lot of protein so you're fuller as well, and then just not trying to go too crazy with it, because we know, as we said, the more drunk you get, the worse decisions you make, the worse you feel the next day, so you're not going to want to train, you're not going to want to get back into routine. And alcohol is a depressant as well, so it doesn't lift you up. So everyone knows the day when you're hungover, you feel like doing nothing. So they are some of my tips for alcohol. So if you are wanting to either drop fat or maintain composition, it can be done with utilizing alcohol, but it has to be accounted for, much like you do food. And if you're not as fast, but you just want to kind of have a good time over the Christmas period, then I definitely just focus on getting good nutrients before you head out. Lots of protein, maybe dropping your carbs and fats down a little bit, knowing that you're going to probably have some calories from alcohol. And then also moving your body, drinking lots of water if you are choosing to drink. Okay, number 3. Now, as we know, over these periods, we tend to have these big eating times. So you have a big breakfast or a big lunch or a big dinner. Now, my suggestion around this is that if you are someone that normally consumes 4, 5, 6 meals a day, and it's now the holiday season, you're off work, you're sleeping in a little bit more, you're having a bit of a different schedule, I would focus on having 3 main meals and then filling the snacks between meals if you are hungry with mainly protein-based foods. So something as easy as a shake, maybe some chicken breast and a bit of salad, even something like some yogurt with some nuts and berries, something that's more protein dense, and basing that around what you've had in the other meals. So what I mean by that is you're going to be having bigger portions, simply put. Now, if you're someone that normally has, 80, 100 grams of chicken breast, maybe in a salad, when on your normal days, spread across 5 or 6 meals, if you're now generally eating about 3 big meals, you're going to be having bigger portions. So just keep that in mind. So if you know, okay, at lunch, I probably actually had 150, 200 grams of chicken breast in that salad that I had at a Christmas lunch, and maybe I had a bit of ham and a bit of this, bit of that. I don't really need to have a massive protein hit at the next meal. Maybe even the one after that might need to be a little bit smaller. So the way you want to see food over the holiday period is look at what's on your plate and look at what is the protein, what is the carb, what is the fat. And then the next meal, base your intakes based on what you just had in that meal. And I know that sounds a little bit confusing, but let's say, for example, you go out for a breakfast and you have something like a croissant. Okay, croissants are pretty much carbs and fat. Let's say, for example, with that, you have a little bit of smoked salmon inside your croissant, maybe a bit of cheese. So it's a pretty heavy meal. And that is one of my favorite Christmas foods. It sounds weird, but yes, if you've never tried it, croissant with smoked salmon and camembert cheese. One of the most unhealthy things you can have calorically, but it is a bit of a family tradition. So that is definitely something that we consume a lot of the time. Now again, it's something that I have like once a year, and I know it's going to be calorically dense. So the next meal after that is going to be a little bit lighter because that meal is predominantly fats, carbohydrates, and a little bit of protein. So the next meal after that, at my big Christmas lunch, Might be then going more for some more nutrient dense things, like a massive big salad, a lot of protein, maybe trying a bit of the turkey and the chicken and the ham, but maybe just watching the carbohydrates of that meal. So it might be a couple of baked potatoes, but not as much as what you may normally have. And then in the afternoon, it might just be a case of getting in a protein shake, snacking on something that's more protein dense, knowing that then maybe you're going out for, you know, a dinner for Christmas as well. So this is a good way to see it, rather than freaking out and going, oh my God, I'm not going to get my 5 or 6 small meals in. Because if you try to still get 6 meals in on, say, Christmas Day, you're probably going to be over consuming even more than what you even need. So I would say another big tip on that day is base what you need off hunger. Hunger is going to be a big signal, as long as you're drinking water, and as long as obviously you're factoring in all of the other things that affect hunger, like sleep, fatigue, energy, mood, all of this stuff, period, everything. But definitely listen to your body over this time. You know, you don't want to be the one on Christmas Day that's sitting there on MyFitnessPal and sitting there with a set of scales. You want to be able to enjoy your life. But at the same time, there's nothing wrong with maybe throughout the day, if you are someone wanting to drop body fat over this period of time, just plugging a few things in and kind of seeing roughly where you're at before you head to the next event or the next meal. And that's definitely something that I do tend to do if I'm being more strict over the Christmas period. Last year I wasn't tracking, so I was very relaxed. I was just intuitively eating and thinking about what I said before about assuring that there was a protein component to a meal. Is there a large carbohydrate component, or is it more fat dense? And then basing my next meal around that. This year, I am full steam ahead in prep. When it's Christmas Day, I'll be like 10 weeks out. So it's just like a choice that I've made, and that I'm completely fine with that I am going to have to be a lot more strict. We're also going to be in Japan on Christmas Day. We fly in on the 24th, so we get there for the 25th. And I'll make sure that I vlog what I choose to eat in Japan for Christmas, because I've heard that their favorite thing to eat on Christmas Day is KFC, which sounds very weird to me. But Sean's assured me that they actually have like whole cooked chickens and turkeys and things like that at KFC. So, well, it'll be interesting. It'll be a bit of a culture shock, but I'm super, super excited for that, and to show you guys how I track everything and what I do when I'm over there as well mid-prep. So, like I said, the other thing is staying active and moving your body. That is a really, really big one. I'll be in Japan, and when we go skiing, I'm not going to have access to a gym for about 5 days. And that's not something to stress over, because I'm going to be on the ski slopes and I'm going to be staying super active. So I'm going to wear my Fitbit when I'm skiing so that I know roughly my steps per day. And if I'm a little bit under and maybe we need to get some more in, me and Sean can go for a walk. We can go climb up one of the mountains. We can do something active. I can do a little workout in my hotel room. It's just all about still moving your body. It may not be the same structure as your normal training split, and being okay with that and just letting go of that for a couple of weeks. You're not going to go backwards. You may not progress, but you're not going to go backwards if you still keep moving your body. So I know these are some simple tips for the holiday period. Simple stuff: water intake, moving your body, think mindfully about what you've had in all of your meals across the day. Make a choice when it comes to alcohol, whether you're going to be a little bit more strict and track it, or whether you're just going to be a little bit smarter with your alcohol choices. Now, the other last one to touch on is think about what Christmas and the New Year period is about. For the most part, it is about spending time with your loved ones, spending time with your family, spending time with maybe your pets, your friends, whatever it is, your work colleagues. And it's a celebration, and I think some people get a little bit too focused on the food side of things and the alcohol side of things. And at the end of the day, you're there to spend time with your friends, family, loved ones. And if you focus on that when you're eating a meal, rather than thinking, oh my God, has this got this in it? And oh, what's on that? Or oh my God, there's all this food in front of me and I'm going to have a massive binge. Just think mindfully about, like, why am I here? Like, be in conversations with people, enjoy your food, eat slowly, you know, have a mouthful and then have a conversation with someone, another mouthful, rather than sitting there and scoffing down all your food, not letting that fullness hit your stomach, and then you're going for seconds. So try to just enjoy your time with your family. That's a big one, or your friends or whoever. So that's what I'm going to try to do when we're in Japan. We're going there for the experience, and obviously food is a massive part of the Japanese culture, and I love Japanese food. So definitely food is going to be part of the experience, but at the same time, that doesn't mean we need to go binge on everything. It is just a case of wanting to try things and experience things and not miss out on that, because it is a, you know, once in a lifetime opportunity to go there. So that's my last thing. Like, just think about why you have Christmas, why you have these times of the year off. They're about bringing people together. They're not about binge eating on food, or it doesn't have to be. So it's just a choice mentally how you want to see this day and how you want to approach it. But that's pretty much it for me today. I hope that these holiday little tips helped you when you're coming up to Christmas parties, coming up to all those things. I have a Christmas party this weekend with my clients, so I'm looking forward to that. And that'll kind of be the last time I'm with them till we head away. So there is a lot to get done, and I really hope you enjoyed these videos. And like I said, I'll be uploading at least 1 to 2 times a week. So be sure you've subscribed to the channel. And I also want to give a massive shout out to this clothing company, J Porter Clothing. I've got the crop top on too. From their new launch. They are a Western Australian brand if you've never heard of them. They're some of my really good friends as well, and I believe that you need to support the people that support you. They have supported me so much in my business. Renee, who's the designer, one of the designers for the brand, she actually built my website, and her partner Josh is someone that I really respect in the fitness industry, and I would, you know, call a good friend as well. So they're a great company, and I think it's important to support the small guys and support small business, as I am myself. So if there is ever a brand of, like, you know, anything fitness related, tag me in it, even beauty stuff that's in WA, I'm always happy to support someone, or even someone in Australia, because I definitely am guilty of shopping a lot online from the US and from other countries, and I love to purchase more things within Australia. In saying that, I will do a few Christmas hauls of different things. I am not going crazy with shopping this year. I have put a little ban on myself because Japan is going to be, you know, a lot of money, and I want to save my spending money for over there. But yeah, I'll do a few kind of favorites for 2017. I'm definitely going to wrap that up with a leggings favorite video that I didn't do, and just some of my favorite gym clothes, fitness related stuff from this year. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If there is anything you want me to review, or anything you'd love to see in those videos moving forward, please comment down below. Thank you so much for being a part of this, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll chat to you in the next one. See ya.